Alrighty, good afternoon, welcome aboard. It's been a while.
This is San Jose Perturbation Hotel, limited weather 1928, wind 170 and 10, gusting 15, visibility 4, tower ceiling 2,500 broken. Altimeter 2980, remarks, light snow. I'm departing runway 18, I-4 departures runway 18, I-4 approach, RNAV runway 18. Runway service to runway 18, 50% 1/4 inch dry snow on ice, 50% ice, reading at 1315.
Good afternoon, Northway 845 is out of apron 4 with hotel. We are VFR 2.5, Poplar River.
Northway 845, sounds ground, good day, runway 18, altimeter 2973, taxi by Charlie, contact tower 1185, holding short.
2973, left Charlie, tower short 18, Northway 845. Tower Northway 845 is short, 18 on Charlie.
Northway 845, Charlie, the backtrack's approved, right turn out, wind 16011, gust 16, clear for takeoff from 18.
Right turn out on departure, clear for takeoff 18, Northway 845. I'll run a quick lineup checklist here. Ignition set, strobes are on, condition lever is high idle, fuel selectors are set, we are cleared for takeoff. Alrighty, takeoff power is coming up. Up is governing. There's the rest of the power, 1865 foot-pounds on the torque. Our speed's alive, looking at our temperatures and pressures in the green range. How many knots? Rotate. Crosswind today. And we are underway here on this snowy Sunday afternoon here in Manitoba. Well, hello. It's been a while since I've made a video. It's been a busy couple of months here in Northway. A number of pilots have left the airline. In the interim, the pilots who are still here have been having to make up some of the work, pick up some of the slack. So I haven't had the time to make a video. Now that it's winter, I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk a little bit about what winter flying in the Caravan is like. I should warn you guys, I'm on the tail end of a bout with laryngitis, so my voice is more hoarse than normal, but certainly on the upswing, fortunately not COVID. The Caravan, as you guys probably know, it's notoriously bad in icing conditions, which makes flying in the winter much more dangerous to the pilot. And so the best thing you could do is be vigilant. Excuse me. So today I want to talk about some of the anti-icing and de-icing capabilities of the Caravan. The first and foremost is the pitot-static heat and stall heat. So we have on the left and right of the wings of the aircraft are two pitot-static tubes that protrude into the relative airflow. It prevents the accumulation of ice by being warm. So moisture can touch it, but it won't ever freeze. And that's the same principle for the stall heat. The checks that you want to do in the beginning of the day is to turn your pitot-static heat and your stall heat on, let it run for about 30 seconds. And you want to go out and just graze your hand on it, make sure it's warm to the touch. That way you know it's working and you know it'll work in flight. The next anti-icing capability we have is the windshield heat. So as you can probably see in front of me here, we have this. It's a glass plate in front of me. There's actually heating filaments that pass through the glass itself. So what happens with the windshield primary, its backup counterpart here, the windshield secondary on, is it passes electricity through the filament there. And by doing so, it heats the glass. And again, it functions to prevent the accumulation of ice or snow. Another feature is the prop heat. It's another electric system on the aircraft. There's probably about 12 to 16 inches of electric prop heat, and it kind of looks like a taper adhesive and it's the same principle where electric heat is passed through those pieces in intervals. You have a prop anti-ice amps, a gauge on your left side, and so prop anti-ice actually, when it's on, it's not continuously passing a current through there. The reasons it doesn't stay warm all the time is to prevent run-back icing. It turns on for a period of time. I think it's 10 or 20 seconds, and it actually shuts off, and so it continues those intervals on and off. Last feature, probably the most important feature on this aircraft, are the de-ice boots on the leading edges of the wings, the horizontal and vertical stabilizer on the wheel struts, wing struts, and the leading edge of the cargo pod underneath the aircraft. It uses bleed air from the engine, P3 air, which is high pressure hot air, and a vacuum created by the running of the engine. It runs in 3 intervals with the boot pressure on. You'll see the annunciator on your annunciator panel. De-ice pressure illuminates 3 times. It's 3 7-second rotations of the system. The first 7 seconds inflates the horizontal and vertical stabilizer. The second time it illuminates green, it'll do the, I believe it's the inboard section of the wing, and it does, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the wheel strut. And then the third annunciation of de-ice pressure does the outboard section of the wing. It's the wing strut, and I think it does the leading edge of the cargo pod. That's a basic rundown of some of the de-icing and anti-icing features. Obviously, the best things you can do can begin on the ground. That would start with a tactile inspection of all your critical your critical surfaces. Fortunately for us, our aircraft are parked in a heated hangar. And when we pull them out, it's only for a short period of time. In between flights, we try to push them back into the hangar in the winter. And if for any reason there is accumulation, we do have de-icing capabilities. So we use a Type 1 de-ice fluid. It's orange, I believe. That's sprayed onto the aircraft. We also carry small de-icing kits that we can bring with the aircraft, because a lot of the communities that we fly to up north don't have the de-icing capabilities that we need. It's, in my opinion, a glorified Roundup tube. It's probably got about I don't know, 20 pounds of Type 1 fluid, and you plug it into the wall, and there's a filament that feeds into the tube, and it heats the de-ice fluid, and then you take it off, and then you screw a air nozzle onto it, and you can actually de-ice your aircraft. Although the Caravan, being a high-wing aircraft, becomes increasingly difficult to get on top of some of the wing there or the horizontal surfaces.
One eternity later.
All right, welcome back. Just about to start into Poplar River here. We're going to be doing a left base for runway 28 today. Winds are 15 knots out of the west today, so it should be mostly a headwind, maybe 10 or 20 degrees crosswind. Considerations to make again. Poplar River is a notoriously short runway. It's 2,500 feet. It's compacted snow. They did plow it. Might affect our braking action, so we'll try to come as slow as possible. So it's going to be a flap 30 landing, which is a full landing, full flap landing, excuse me. And we're going to try to be approaching at 95 knots, and our speed over the fence, we're looking for a ref speed of about 85 knots. There's a lot of feral dogs that love to run onto the runway at the airport. I'd actually love to get that on video, but it's been a while since I brought the camera out, so we're going to be vigilant for the packs of dogs here. All right, propeller lever is max. Flaps we're going to get set up momentarily here. Ignition is on, operator is open. And we're going to disengage the autopilot here and hand fly the rest of this. We can also turn our flight director off. We got the runway visually here. What am I doing here to set up? So I'm pulling the power back to 130 knots, which is our SOP flap 10 speed. And you're going to see as I pull the flaps down, there's a little bug here that's made the flaps come to this position. The plane likes to balloon a little bit. I like to trim the opposite way as it's moving, so you'll see that right now. Flaps 10 in transit, and we're trimming nose down as much as this is coming down. Now we're pitching for, looking for 120 knots, which is our 20-degree flap setting. There's 20. And the same idea, so long as that's in transit. I'm trimming nose down here. Poplar River traffic, Northway 845 Caravan, turning a 2.5 mile final runway 28. Alrighty, so speed's looking good here. We're at 105, like I briefed. We're gonna bring it back to about 95 knots here once we turn final. We're gonna pitch for that most of the way here. That button I just clicked off is the bleed air heat. Uses compressed air from the engine to heat the cabin for takeoffs and landings. That has to be in the off position. Alright, there's 95 knots. End under 110 on final, good for flap 30. 30's in transit. Verify that the bug is in that position. Trim the aircraft out how you like. .95, 94, 95 knots here, looks great. We're slowly coming back on the power. The wind's showing 180 at 11 knots, so it's a crosswind. Footer to be dissipating. We can anticipate maybe a left aileron.
Poplar River, Northway 31 Caravan, started up on the apron. About to start taxi backtrack for 28. We'll be southbound St. Andrews, 5.5.
Edge our final here, Trevor.
Okay, I'll wait.
Alrighty, 90 knots. Slightly faster than I briefed. Power to idle. And touchdown. Alright, Beta, can lever to low idle. We'll get the flaps up. I get the weight on the wheels as we start braking here.
Oh, you're gonna start backtracking here behind you.
Sounds good. 845 down to clear, 28 Poplar River. Alright, there's our company headed out. Here after landings. We get our lights off here, get our ignition off, power's off, heat's off. Winds are pretty light down here. And mixtures idle cutoff, prop, feather. Applying pressure under the brakes. Now you can pull the parking brake. That's it for now. Welcome to Poplar River.
That's a wrap. That's everything for Poplar delivered. Now we're back southbound for St. Andrews. That's cold up here. It's minus 30. So let's get out of here.
Poplar River traffic, Northway 83, correction 845 Caravan, fired up in the ramp. We're going to be backtrack departing runway 28 southbound 3.5, St. Andrews next. just about to start down.
This is San Andreas Airport information, Kilo.
Grab the 8S.
Weather at 2210, winds 160 at 8, visibility 6 miles, broken ceiling above 5,000, altimeter 2972. Light snow. Landing departing runway 18, the IFR approaches on RNAV runway 18. Inform the arrival controller of your requested approach on initial contact.
We'll plan for runway 18 or empty today. Just about to start down on our VNAV profile here out of 7,500 feet for 2,000 feet. Base 845.
No, nothing for BBA tomorrow.
Thanks.
Go ahead, 845.
Howdy, 1710, we're empty.
You still sound phenomenal.
Thank you.
You sound healthy.
Yeah, I sound like the damn Marlboro man. Tower, good afternoon. Northway 45, Caravans inbound 2000. We have Kilo for 18.
Northway 45, San target 8 o'clock at end, altimeter 2973.
73, there's the ident for 845.
Northway 45 to identified, cleared straight in runway 18.
Cleared straight in, 18, Northway 845. Alrighty, cleared straight in.
Northway 45 tower, wind 110 at 6, clear to land runway 18.
Cleared to land 18, Northway 845. Okay, we got just under 4 miles here for runway 18. We can start configuring the aircraft here. Alright, there's 130. Flaps 10 in transit. And just at about 2.5 miles here, I got the lead it lights the rabbits, and we got the puppies on the left side there. Okay, there's 120 knots, flaps 20 in transit.
.500.
Here goes the autopilot, flight director is disengaged. Now we're coming back on the airspeed here. Currently at 105, like to be at 95. And because we're empty today, we're looking for a fence speed or F speed of about 75 or 80 knots. And we're intentionally low here. I checked it with 4 reds. Coming back on the power. That's 85 over the gate. And applying some beta.
Northway 45 taxi Alpha Bravo apron 4 with beaconing.
Alpha Bravo 4 with you, Northway 45 slot. Alrighty. Alright folks, that's a wrap. Welcome to San Andreas. 28 traffic, Riverton. Northway 45 is a Caravan, 7 south at a 6.5, and then descent for 2000, we're southbound for St. Andrews.
Are you Batman?
Oh man.
I want to be his Robin.
These guys.